Welcome back to the Strivecast.
Episode 43.
Yay! And
Today's episode is sponsored by Block Brothers Custom Cabinet.
yay!
Thank you, Block Brothers.
Block Brothers. Block Brothers Custom Cabinet sponsoring another episode of the Strivecast. Thank you guys so much, and you'll hear more about them throughout the episode, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Too bad they're not here right now.
I know, but maybe we'll meet them soon, right? We've chatted via emails, which has been really fun. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks. Should we introduce ourselves?
My name's Noah Thompson. This is my dear friend Olivia.
This is my different Olivia. Oh, dear friend.
Olivia.
Thanks. How are you?
Really good.
Great. Well, this side of the table's introduced. Who are you guys?
I am.
Who are you today?
I'm a cabinet.
I am a cabinet. What is your cabinet name?
Cabinet Jeff.
Cabinet Jeff.
It's a Ben.
Oh, so you're Ben from Block Brothers. I don't think so, but good. That's a funny thing to think of.
I mean, George.
George. Hey, George. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. What does George have to say today?
Dr. Book.
Great. Jeff has checked in as George today. And who are you? Sitting in for Pete, we have
Whitney.
Whitney! Yay!
George.
Whitney and George, Olivia, and her dear friend Noel.
Do you know who we should holler out?
Who should we holler out today?
Happy birthday, my niece Eva.
Happy birthday to Noel's niece Eva. How old is Eva? Let's think about it. We're tapping our chin.
I think 6. But
I think
don't
6.
know for sure.
Happy 6th.
Happy
birthday.
6?
Could be 6
Question
or
mark?
could be 7, but I
Could be
don't
7.
know.
Could
Would
be
you like
8.
to sing happy birthday to
Yeah.
her on air?
Ready? A 1 and a 2 and a...
Happy days are here.
That's not happy birthday.
Sing her happy birthday. Go ahead. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Clue. Happy birthday to you. La 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 la. Merry day for birthdays for you.
Oh, very nice. Well, happy
That was
birthday,
a rendition
Eva.
I've never heard before.
Me either. Well done. Jeff, would you like to chime in? Sing happy birthday to Noel's niece, Eva.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
He also
birthday
knows
to
my
you.
sister.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Eva. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Good job.
I don't know which one I liked better. Those are both great.
They're both great in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. They bring different energies to the table, I think.
Yes.
All right. Well, Jeff, how are you? What's going on? I mean, George.
Oh. Dr. Book.
I don't know what that face is. What's new in the life of Jeff George?
Not too much.
Not too much. Anything you want to share with our listeners who are tuning in to hear all about your fascinating life?
With my life,
Mm-hmm.
it's going very well.
Your life is going very well.
What do you have coming up in a couple weeks?
Oh my
that
God,
you're
something
Oh,
huge.
please, I'm not gonna.
No, just
No,
tell
you're
us.
exciting
No,
summer
no,
things.
no.
He is slapping Whitney's arm very hard. Are you going to a concert at TD Garden in Boston on August 16th?
Yes.
What concert?
I don't want to mention it.
You've mentioned it many times on this podcast before.
And Susie, too.
And
We'll have
Susie's
Noel
going
mention
to.
it.
Yeah,
Noel, what concert?
is Jeff and Susie going to?
OSB.
BSB.
BSB.
Which stands for?
The back street on the road.
Really spelling it out
And
for you guys.
BOY.
YS. The Backstreet Boys.
That's going to be so fun.
You're going to have so much
When
fun.
you come back,
yeah.
you'll have to tell us all about it.
Jeff's going to lose like 6 pounds at that concert from dancing
Dancing.
so
Oh
hard.
God, I probably will.
You will. You're going to dance
Yes.
so hard. I'm so excited for you.
What about if Peter and his kids came?
I think the concert sold out. I don't think anybody can get any more tickets.
Do we-
Our guests today are from the
Greater Portland Council of Government.
The Greater Portland Council of Government. So they're going to come in and talk all about some accessibility things that they're working on, which is really exciting, and just talk all about the important work they do in the city of Portland and the Greater Portland area, and learn a lot of interesting stuff. Are you guys excited?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so when we come back, Noel will give the bio for the Greater Portland Council of Government. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and here's Noel with the bio for our guests from the Greater Portland Council of Governments. Ready?
Yeah. The Greater Portland Council of Government is the regional planning organization for Cumberland County. Each year, the council works with the city transit company organization and the main Department of Transportation to plan and work on the area transportation programs. One area the council focuses on mobility and access. Some of their new programs include Mobility Liaison, a transportation, and Cumberland Community Wellbeing Network, inclusive transportation planning and shopper links. Please welcome Zoe, Karen, and Jen.
Yay, welcome guys! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So Noel has the first question for you today.
Can you tell us about what the Greater Portland Council of Government does?
Sure. So I'm Zoe Miller, and I'm a project manager at the Council of Governments. And it's a long name, so we like to call it GPCOG. And we are the regional planning council for this area. And what that means is we do a lot of urban planning. So we help our towns and cities plan for transportation, for housing, and for all the ways that they want to use the land in their cities and towns. We do a ton around transportation, and I've been able to I've been there for about 2.5 years, and I've been doing a lot of work on how do we get more people to have a voice in transportation planning, especially people with disabilities and older adults and many other folks who really rely on public transportation but don't always find that it works that great for them. And so we've been doing this work around inclusive transportation that is part of how we do that better. And so we created a volunteer role called Mobility Liaison, and we have 8 people on board as mobility liaisons right now, and that is basically for folks who have experience using transportation, have found barriers with it, and have their own perspective, but they aren't necessarily they're not a transportation planner, or they don't work for a transportation agency, and being a mobility liaison is a way for them to come to the table and get to give their input.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Cool.
That's such exciting work.
Yeah, and I think this is going to come later in the interview, but on the website it looked like you just dealt with transportation, so it's cool to hear all the other projects that you work on too, and we'll ask you about that soon.
Yeah.
Jeff?
You're up.
How long have you been around?
So GPCOG was founded in the 1960s, and we actually are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. Organizations like ours were started to make it easier for towns to collaborate with one another. A lot of our towns in Maine, their governments are pretty small, and so they don't necessarily have somebody who works there who can do planning or who can do, say, figure out how they can have public transportation. So the Council of Governments were started, and they are a place where towns can access services, and they can come together and make decisions and support each other and try to save money and be efficient.
Wow. Yeah, that's really important. Noel, you are up next.
Yeah. Do all
States?
states have a council like yours?
Yeah, so councils of governments, like I said, they were created in the 60s and they exist all over the country. They look a little different depending on where you are. Some of them actually have the Agency on Aging as part of the Council of Governments. We have a number of them in Maine, and they have different names. So sometimes they're called a planning commission, and sometimes they're called a regional planning organization. But they have them all over the country, and they are, for different sizes. So for us, for GPCOG, we work with the most populated part of Maine. So we have 25 cities and towns who are our members.
I wanted to answer that too.
Yeah.
I went to Washington D.C. and people were from all over Utah. Tell me, please.
Oh, Washington State.
Yeah, and I was. There were disability people too. 2 people were in a wheelchair, and 1 person was deaf.
Wow.
And I'm disabled from a stroke, and I was so impressed with all the people there.
Yeah.
It was a small group, but it was just a sampling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are part of a group of projects around the country that have funding through, it's called Transit Planning for All. And so Karen came to a meeting in Washington, D.C., where we met with folks from other projects around the country, and some of them were within the city government. I think there's one other Council of Governments, one is, and so I think we are kind of unique though, in that we're doing this inclusive planning work. I don't think that's not something that's happening everywhere, but we're hoping that we can be a model for what other places can do.
We're doing Shoppers Links in South Portland. We're taking people shopping just in that town, and that's a project, a pilot project. And I'm so impressed with the people that are involved with that.
Yeah.
They're very committed, and of course I'm there as a mobility liaison, and they are very committed.
Yeah.
Even though they, I was so impressed with the people.
Yeah.
I tried to think of the word, but
That was great. Yeah.
So what Karen just mentioned is one of the things we wanted to tell you about is a project it's
Right.
a pilot project in South Portland. It's called Shopper Links. And the idea is to try out some new ways to help people with disabilities and older adults get to the grocery store and to the food cupboard. And I actually brought you guys, so I apologize because I brought them for the 2 hosts, but maybe I can send over some more for you guys, for the producer and the engineer. But we brought you a shopping bag.
Oh, wow.
And we have some information on Shopper Links. It's there's a shopper shuttle that folks can use to get to the grocery store or to the food cupboard. And then we also have, they can get on-demand rides using Uber and Lyft using a partner called GoGo Grandparents. So it makes it so you can get the ride without a smartphone. You can make a call from a landline, or you can use a cell phone as well. And we provide some extra funding to help people pay for those rides. So I brought you these shoppers bags.
Oh, thank
so we're hoping you can help us spread the word about that.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. We have. Yeah.
And as Karen was saying, we put together a group. I mean, so that's a specific service, but then the way we're doing the planning is really in partnership with older adults and people with disabilities. So we have a number of mobility liaisons who work on that project, and then we partner with folks in the city of South Portland, like South Portland Housing Authority and Avesta and Opportunity Alliance, and South Portland Bus Service is involved. So we really try to work with all of the people who are involved in a community when we do our work. But I think we're really focusing a lot on how do we get individuals who really have lived experience of the challenges of using services to get involved so it can work better for them.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a really neat program.
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Is it Noel or John?
I believe it's Jeff.
Gotcha.
Why is access to transportation so important for people?
Like I said, I moved to Portland because of the transportation, and I've been also involved way back when I first moved there 5 years ago, in training the bus operators. It's a cooperative thing between the bus operators and the people that go on the buses. And some bus operators aren't as friendly, and others are wonderful. So being an older person, and I'm very interested in disabilities and people getting on the buses and public transportation for everybody. That's why I like this program. And what I noticed in Washington D.C., every program was different. Everybody around the table had a different program, even though they were at the same meeting.
Yeah,
And I was very impressed with that.
definitely. That's so cool.
Jasmine, do you want to say anything about why access to transportation is important?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Jasmine Olens, and I am a new staff member at the Greater Portland Council of Governments. Transportation is just a vital thing for all community members in order to access food and appointments and visiting friends and family, and just having a sense of independence. So having good public transportation services is really important for people that maybe don't have access to a car of their own, or don't have the economic ability to rely on programs like taxis or Ubers and Lyfts. So that's why we're bringing this program, ShopperLinks, to people that can really benefit from a system that can help them get to where they need to go.
Yeah, that's really amazing. It's such a great idea, and I bet it's going to help so many people.
Yeah.
Noel, you have the next question, my friend.
Yeah, wait
Right.
there. What do you think Portland could work on to make transportation more
Accessible.
accessible?
I think they need to treat us nicely and listen to us. We're very important. And when, like my case, I say, a lot of drivers, oh, you can go on without the ramp. I tried that, and I fell down, and then they had to do a report. And so I think that they should listen to us.
Absolutely.
We know what we need.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, and I think that the work that GPCOG is doing around transportation access,
Yeah.
it's really looking at how do you get decision makers and people who use the services to have a relationship with each other so that their decision makers are better informed. And then also, how do we get people who use services in decision-making roles? We've got work going on right now. We're updating our public involvement plan for, that'll be basically overseeing all of our public involvement for transportation planning, and we're looking at how do we make it easier for people to know about work that's going on. So if there's, if we're going to be improving an intersection, and people often who are most likely to be walking through an intersection are probably youth, older adults, people with disabilities. So getting them to the table to be able to have a role and have a voice in the project.
Yeah, that's huge. Absolutely. Jeff?
So kind of the opposite of that question.
In what way do you think Portland is doing well with making transportation
Accessible.
accessible?
I think it's a matter of training and learning. They need to learn our needs, what we need. And I was so impressed in the training that there were so many people with handicaps now. Because when we first started, there were 3 of us. And so now there's more liaisons.
Yeah.
And when the last meeting we had to start the training, I noticed everybody we had wheelchair people, and we had mental issues and whatever. And we are very important. We need to be listened to. And some operators need to be friendly to us.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
And in the city of Portland, and I think in the city of South Portland too, they've adopted what's called a complete streets policy. And so that's saying that every time they do a road project, so anytime they're fixing a street or a sidewalk or a bridge, that they need to be thinking about all the different users.
Yeah.
So that's really some great progress, and you see it starting, as like, for instance, there's an intersection right near our office that they just modified one of the sidewalks so it bumps out further, so that when you're walking there you have more space between you and the cars rushing by. So it's an example of we're starting to actually see the infrastructure get built that's reflecting complete streets. So I think that's some really good progress.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that was the name. That's a really great concept, and I didn't know it had a name, so I'm glad for that. Your turn, sir.
Yeah.
We kind of already touched on it, but you can touch on more or repeat it.
Can you tell us about some of your new programs?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wanted to pick up, so what Karen was just talking about is we have a brand new training that's going to be going on starting in the fall. So within GPCOG, we have our transportation planning organization that's known as PACTS. That's an acronym for Portland Area Comprehensive Transportation System.
We have a lot of acronyms.
Yeah, we're familiar.
So PACTS helps it's 18 cities and towns in this area, including part of York County. And through PACTS, millions of dollars decisions are made every year on millions of dollars. Yeah. And so as part of our inclusive planning work, we're creating a training called the Community Transportation Leaders Training that we're hoping to have up to 20 people do this training this fall, where they'll gain the skills and the knowledge that they need to get more involved in transportation planning. And so we're just about to start recruiting people to participate in that training. We're looking for older adults and people with disabilities, people from racial and ethnic minority backgrounds. And so there'll be a stipend available to people who do the training. Cool. And we're really looking to build in supports. And like I I think one of the things that we do is we look at, do people need transportation to get to our meetings or our trainings? Do they need some additional support between meetings to kind of understand stay on track with what we're doing? And we provide that, and then we're also knitting together the people so that when you participate, you'll have a peer group that you get to know, and you get to be kind of like, each other's cheerleaders.
That's cool.
So we definitely love to share when we have the recruiting info for that. We'd love to share it with you.
I'm sure a lot of people here would like to.
Yeah, we'd love to have some participants from Strive.
Totally.
I want to go back to the. I was so impressed with you have to help me. The bus that goes. The bus that goes to Bridgeton now.
Lakes Region Explorer.
It used to go only to railroad shop in Raymond, and now it goes all the way to Bridgeton. I want to go one day and explore Bridgeton, and the Breeze. You can explore those towns, Freeport, and that's very important for me to expand my
that we're
horizon.
building. We have more public transportation options in the region now, and we actually have more. Our ridership, like in a lot of places in the country, bus ridership is dropping, but in Greater Portland, it's increasing, and I think a big part of that is because our agencies are adding service. So like Karen was saying, you can take public transportation all the way up to Bridgeton and all the way up to Brunswick, to Scarborough, and there's a lot of conversations happening about how do they expand and offer more.
Yeah, that's awesome. They've done a great job expanding their services. Jeff?
Do you work on other solutions?
Issues.
Other solutions.
Issues.
Other issues.
Other issues.
There you go.
Besides transportation.
So what are some of the other issues besides transportation that
Well, I think I touched on this a little bit earlier, but so we do a lot of planning with the towns and cities mostly in Cumberland County. We help them with updating their zoning and looking at, where do they want development to happen in their communities, and often housing is a big part of that. And as everyone knows, we're kind of in a tough time right now with people being able to access affordable housing. So GPCOG has been really involved with how do we expand housing choices in the region, and part of that is addressing the need for housing first, which is one of the best solutions for helping people who are homeless get into housing. We're also looking at how do we just expand more affordable across the spectrum, whether it's for very low income people or for middle income people. We know we need more. We also do some work around being a voice for this part of the state in Augusta, and so bringing up some of the issues that are really important. We also are wading into addressing the opioid misuse problem, and so we've been working with our cities and towns and how do we make our communities places where recovery can happen, and reducing the stigma around substance use disorder. And that's been really exciting. And I think that we really are looking for any way that we can be bringing together. We have the leaders from all of our cities and towns at the table, so we're a great place to be able to then say, okay, how can we work on solutions together?
That's amazing.
Great. You guys do a lot of work.
We do a lot of
A lot
work.
of important work.
Yeah. Last one for the regular interview question.
How can people get involved with the Greater Portland Council of Governments?
Well, that's a great question. So we talked about a couple ways that folks can get involved. If someone has experience with using transportation, public transportation, experiences with barriers, they can become a mobility liaison, and they can also get involved with a group we have that meets just about every month that's called the Transportation and Community Wellbeing Network, and they can get in touch with me, Zoe Miller. I don't know how you guys share the contact info for this, but they can call me up at GPCOG at 774-9891 or at extension 227, or they can email me, and my email address is my first initial and my last name, so zmiller@gpcog.org. And I would be happy to work with you. And we have, we do a lot of work with town managers, town planners, and elected leaders. But we also, I see that we talk about them as our members, but I think everybody who lives in one of our communities is essentially a member. And so if folks just have questions about what they do, what we do in their community, I would be happy to hear from them.
Great. Do you have a website that you'd like to share with everybody?
Yeah, we are gpcog.org, so it's gpcog.org.
Perfect. Yeah, we put it up.
Nice.
So we'll plug those at the end too, so people can really hear how to get.
And if you have like a Facebook page and stuff, we can link that up.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be great.
Posts.
Yeah, we have a great Facebook page, and we actually have this really wonderful video that Karen is featured in, and Mireille Kabongo, who's another of our mobility liaisons, that we can point you to on our website, and it really tells a story of the work we're doing and why it's important.
Yeah, that's
Great.
So we finished our formal interview questions, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell them what it's time for now?
Oh,
Time for the.
do that one.
Well, what is it time for first? Time for the lightning round. We used to have a theme song. I think it's gone away.
It's just falling apart.
Yeah, we're falling apart at the seams. So now it's time for the lightning
I
round.
was skipping that one.
No, we're doing that. Is that okay with
We're
you?
on the new
Yeah.
page now.
Yeah, this is the lightning round.
New page.
Yeah.
You good?
Mhm.
Okay. Jeff, you can start us off.
Bus train.
So you can choose your favorite one, or you guys can switch off who answers.
For me, it's bus.
Yeah.
For me, it's both.
Yeah.
I love trains. I love trolley cars. At Seashore Trolley Museum, I'm still a member of that.
Oh, nice.
I've been involved since '69.
Nice. That's so cool. What about you, Jasmine?
I like trains. They're efficient, go pretty fast.
It's true. You're up, sir.
Trains for OLB too.
Yeah, trains for Old Orchard.
Portland Metro or South Portland bus service.
You have a favorite one, the Metro or the South Portland bus? Or we can't say.
Yeah,
You
I
can say
can't.
it's a tie.
As a GPCOG member, I can't pick a favorite.
I have to tell you, I favor the Metro
Yeah.
because South Portland. Well, I'm flexible, but I do more Metro stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You have a favorite one?
I don't have a preference, no.
Even
She works
Yeah.
for GPCOG.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smart answer. Jeff, next one.
Favorite place to go to in the Greater Portland area.
I can start. I like to go to Thompson's Point. They have a lot of really good food trucks and nice views, and it's just a really fun atmosphere. Good
Yeah.
music and concerts.
Yeah.
I'd like to explore the transportation system. I want to go. I need to know more about the transportation to Southern Maine too.
Yeah. Absolutely. You have a favorite place?
I just love walking around. I love Portland Trails, which is an amazing resource we have in Portland and reaches out into Westbrook and Falmouth a bit too. It's a great way. I love when I can get off the street and away from the cars to
Yeah.
get
Yes.
someplace.
Yeah.
All right, you're up with this one.
If you could time travel, what time period would you
go to.
go to?
Oh my goodness. These are the fun ones.
I would go to the 1800s.
Ooh.
To explore that, the clothing and being. I was comparing life then to life now.
Yeah. You guys have an answer?
I'd like to go to the 1920s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You too?
Also cool clothing,
Yeah.
cool lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think I would want to go into the future and see what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my other
See if
answer.
it's still there.
Yeah.
And see if the humans are still
Right.
Oh, if the cars are flying.
Or if cars are flying, maybe they're flying in the future.
What year would you like to go back to? Or ahead to?
what?
Would you like to go in the past or the future?
I'm gonna go to the 60s.
I think probably the future.
The
Yeah.
future.
What would you want to see?
I probably want to see Whitney.
Whitney in the future.
Yeah.
Great
I
answer.
want to see I want to see Whitney in the future. How young she gets in the future,
Oh, yeah.
You're like Benjamin Button. You're only gonna get
or young or maybe old.
Okay.
We'll see.
Next question.
The math.
If you could only watch one TV show for the rest of your life, would you watch?
What would you watch? You guys big TV watchers?
I love The Office.
Yeah.
It's a timeless classic.
Great.
Could watch it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I watch PBS.
Mm-hmm.
I love PBS. I love. I'm talking about. I'm an armchair traveler now, and I love to hike before. I love to camp. I loved, and I can live through the. I don't watch TV a lot. Through that, also I exercise TV 5 days a week.
Oh, very nice.
At 6:30 PBS.
Oh my gosh. That's early.
I know sometimes people have a fitness way and they
Yeah.
can do that.
A
too.
We Fit.
Yeah.
They can work out with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a TV show you'd watch?
That's hard. I think maybe Planet Earth because it's so beautiful and you notice something different every time you watch.
Yeah. That's a great answer.
I go with Fuller House.
Fuller
I
House.
thought
I
you
might say that.
See about it. Let's see about it.
Susie,
Say
what
better
would you
than-
watch
What
for
would
the
you
rest of your
watch?
life? One TV show?
My favorite show in the whole world is Cat Dog.
Cat Dog.
Mm.
I don't know that.
That's a good one.
It's an old Nickelodeon
What
show.
channel is that on?
Nickelodeon.
Oh,
It's an older show, right?
Yeah.
Older show.
New ones aren't on anymore, right?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, that.
Oh, that's a good one. Cool. What about you, Jeff? Is there a TV show you'd watch for the rest of your life?
Yes.
What is it?
In CIS Los Angeles.
That's right, NCIS. I
Los
forgot.
Angeles. I love watching that show.
Ryan?
Ryan?
T-shirt. Ryan, do you have one?
Family Guy.
Family Guy. That's a good show,
What
too.
you?
What about me? Oh, gosh. Oh, I love The Crown on Netflix. Everybody knows I love that show. What about
What
you?
you, Miss?
I really
Never
like
read.
Friends.
Me too.
Oh,
too.
Friends is
With
on.
Matthew Perry.
With Matthew Perry.
Cute.
All right, let's keep it moving, guys.
Right over
You're right here.
Sweet and
Sweet or?
saute.
Sweet or salty? You have a preference?
That's tough.
Sweet and salted.
Yeah.
Like
Like
salted-
chocolate covered pretzels.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
salted chocolate donuts at
Oh.
Holy Donut.
Oh, they're
Oh.
so good. Yeah.
I have to do sweet because I have off salt. Because I'm struck.
Yeah.
Depends on the day for me.
Yeah.
Some days just really have to have something sweet. Some days have to have something salty.
Right. You never know. Jeff?
So,
On a scale. On a scale.
yes, I know. On a scale from 1 to 10, how good, if
a
Dancer.
for a
How good of a dancer?
dancer are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
Any good dancers?
I'll let you know these guys rate themselves above 10.
I love to dance.
Yeah?
I dance with my walker.
Yeah.
And I dance. I live by. I'm very involved with the Congress Square Park
Yeah.
downtown on High Street in Congress, and people. I go to the swing dancing, and people all the dancing, and people dance with me
Yeah.
out here,
nice.
and I dance with the walker.
Fun.
But my
fun.
walker's named Bolt.
Oh.
Usain Bolt.
So you go very quick.
I've seen that
Because
movie a
this
couple
is
of
very
times.
fast.
With John Travolta, who plays a dog.
What does that have to do?
That's a different bolt.
Different.
Different
Yep.
Thunder's too long.
You guys full 10s for your dancing skills?
I
Yeah.
don't know. We like to have dance parties at my
9:50.
house with my 8 and 11-year-old, and and my husband, and I don't think of myself as a good dancer, but I have a 10. My fun in dancing.
I have fun.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with Zoe. I would not consider myself a good dancer, but I do have a lot of fun with it. So.
Right.
That's all that matters.
It's almost more fun to do bad dancing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The shopping part.
Yeah.
If you could live anywhere in the country besides Maine, where would you live?
I would go back to Arizona. I lived in Arizona for 4 years.
My cousin.
I had, if you get early in the morning, it's cold. It's even in the hot weather, it's cool, and you can exercise and walk. And I wrote poems there, and I was very creative.
Yeah. Great choice.
But I moved back here to be close to my boys, and then I had the stroke, and I'm close to 1. So.
Yeah. You guys have places you'd want to live other than Maine?
Well, I immediately thought of the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Because I did go and live there for part of a year and in Seattle, and I love it out there. And they have great public transportation,
Oh.
Yeah, they
and
do.
they're close to the ocean. You can't really beat being near the ocean
Yeah.
in Maine.
Yeah.
Right. That's why it came back.
Yeah.
No ocean in everything.
Definitely not. I was gonna say the other Portland.
Yeah.
Just I have a few friends from college from the other Portland,
Have you
and
spent time there?
no, I really want to visit them.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Also good public transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very progressive in their how they deal with transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff, you've got the last
Last
one. Bring it
one.
home. It's the fun one.
Tell us about your best joke.
Doesn't even need to read the paper.
Your best joke. Do you have any good jokes?
Do you guys have anything? Because
It's okay if you don't, because they can supply you with some.
I do too.
I'm trying to think. If I had known, I could have asked my kids to provide me with a joke to bring, but
That's all right.
it might be like an inappropriate joke. So
You might get that from
potty
Jeff
joke.
too.
You never know what these two will say.
Oh, I have one.
You have one. Let's hear it.
Okay.
You ready for the joke?
What's brown and sticky?
What?
What?
Well, I don't know about.
A stick.
That's a perfect one. Well, those are all the questions. Oh, do you have a joke? I'm so sorry.
no.
Well, those were all the questions that we had, unless you want to plug anything else or talk about anything else before you guys go.
I would say thank you so much for having us on. When we saw that you guys were doing this, we immediately said we need to be on that.
Thanks
So
for coming.
I am a huge podcast fan. If you had asked me what podcast I want to listen to, but I do just want to say we'd love help getting the word out about Shopper Links, because it is a pilot and it's definitely, we're having a slow start and we need people to tell their friends and to try it out. And so you can you can sign up to use it at shopperlinks.org.
Great.
And there's a ton more info there.
Yeah, and whenever you want to have some Strive members help out or help
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
facilitate
talk.
some things.
Yeah.
We should
I'm
talk.
sure there's tons of people here that would like
Nice.
to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just let us know.
Anything
thank-
you guys
yeah.
want to say? I'm sorry.
I was gonna add that if any of the listeners had any questions about Shopper Links, they should reach out to Zoe with the contact information that will be provided. And yeah, we're happy to get anyone signed up who wants to be.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate it. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we get a photo?
Yeah.
You guys?
We'll be right
I
back.
would like
Today episode is sponsored by Block Brothers Custom Cabinets. Made fine cabinets and interior. Block Brothers Custom Cabinets is proud to sponsor Maine's Down syndrome community. You can find them online at blockbrotherscabinets.com.
BlockBrothersCabinets.com. Thank you, Block Brothers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back. All right, we're back and it's time for the
Question of the week. Better?
Yeah. Question of the week. The question of the week this week is, if you guys were the mayor of Portland, what rules would you make for the city? Who would like to go first? Jeff. Big smile. What's your first order of business?
Much better freeways.
Much better freeways. I like that.
What would you do to help
Yeah.
Maybe just maybe like row.
What does that mean?
Row your boat.
row your boat. So
people
more,
take boats
yeah, people
instead
take
of-
boats.
Roads? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
So you'd add more ferries in the
Yes.
Portland area.
Yes.
Great idea. I love that.
Yes. And no engines.
No engines. On
Yeah,
the cars
off-
or on the boats? On the cars? No engines on the cars?
No.
Cool.
Off air, it sounded like Jeff was very passionate about pollution and
Yeah.
the environment.
So what would you want to do to help the environment, Mayor Jeff? Mayor Goronitis, what is on your
much
agenda?
better air.
Much better air. How are we going to help get much better air?
From the clouds.
From the clouds. I see. What are you going to do with the clouds?
It's rain.
I see.
gonna make it rain.
He's going to make it rain. That's your campaign slogan?
Yeah.
Vote for me, I'll make it rain.
I like it.
I love that.
Goronitis, I'll make it rain.
Yeah.
If you were running for mayor, what would your campaign slogan be? A vote for Jeff is a vote for making it rain?
Yes.
What else would your posters say?
Vote
Vote for me.
for me, and I'll give you a tiny bit of rain and a lot more sun.
A tiny bit of rain and a lot more sun.
Great.
I love it.
You'd get my vote.
You'd have my vote. What about you, Noel? What rule would you make if you were the mayor of Portland?
To consume the law for everyone.
Consume the law for everyone. Please tell us what that means.
I can put my foot down and say,
You would be the mayor. You put your foot down and say, I love everyone.
You were talking about some health stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about
oh
health and
yeah,
safety.
how state the law of health reasons.
Go on. What does that mean? What
About
would you do to help health stuff?
how people have to get along with everyone.
Yeah. Help people to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good one. What would your slogan be?
Yeah, if you were running for office, what would your campaign slogan be? Noel Thompson, a vote for smiles.
Hot tub and be progressive.
Yeah, hot tub and be progressive. You have my vote.
So would you give everybody a hot tub
Would everybody
too?
get a free
No,
hot tub?
hot pub.
Hot
and
pub.
Stay progressive.
What's hot pub?
What's hot pub? Like a restaurant? What's hot pub?
It's not hot pub. It is calm down and settle yourself.
Calm down and settle yourself. Noel
Noel
Thompson,
Thompson.
2020. You have my vote.
Yeah.
But only if I get a free hot tub.
Hot tub.
Okay.
All right.
This has been the question of the week. We'll be right back.
Today's episode is sponsored by Block Brothers Custom Cabinets.
Block Brothers Custom Cabinets. Again, thank you so much to Block Brothers Custom Cabinet in Northport,
It
Maine.
looks awesome.
For sponsoring this podcast. We're looking at their website and Instagram accounts and looking at all the amazing work that they've done. And it is awesome, right, Jeff?
And
Look at those pictures.
It's also fabulous.
Fabulous. We've been coming up with all the words that we think describe what we're looking at here. We came up with flawless, beautiful, right?
Oh, flawless.
What do you think about this? We're looking at some kitchen counters right now. Look at that table. You built that.
Oh, yes. What did they put inside?
Oh yeah,
It's made of wood.
real good like wood,
Yeah.
Real good wood.
Real good wood.
and nice grain of wood.
Yeah, absolutely. These look really good,
And
guys.
very nice finished floor.
I don't
Yes.
think you could find a better custom cabinet business.
Me neither.
Truly, this is
They're gonna get our business whenever we
absolutely.
have homes.
And I showed my dad, who is an amateur carpenter, the website and stuff, and he said, "Oh yeah, those guys are the real deal." So absolutely stunning, right?
Oh, yes.
Beautiful work.
Beautiful house.
Yeah, beautiful homes. So again, today's episode is sponsored by Block Brothers Custom Cabinets. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back. All right, we're back and it's time for our newest segment.
Yucky with you.
Yakking with you. We honestly, Jeff really wanted to take the reins on this, and it is Jeff and Noel's show, so we don't know what is about to happen. So Jeff, take it away. Yakking with you.
Okay.
What's on the agenda today?
What's your favorite fruit of pineapples? Do you like in your fruit? Do you like pineapples on pizza?
Ooh, big question for Yakking with you.
Let's go around the table.
Let's go around the table and see, and then we'll ask the listeners. Noel, do you like pineapple on pizza, like a Hawaiian pie?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I like ham, too.
And what? And ham. Yeah.
Pineapple and ham and cranberries.
Jeff,
Cranberries.
Yes.
do you like pineapple on your pizza? Big question.
Yes, I do.
You do. Ooh.
You know, I do too.
Whitney, I have to say I'm really disappointed in all of you guys.
I do, too.
You like it too, Ryan? Oh,
Four against one.
Oh,
The
yes.
studio.
Pineapple on pizza.
I will die on this hill.
Oh, God. It's really good with the barbecue sauce.
With barbecue sauce. Huh. Interesting. So should we ask the listeners what they think?
Yeah.
So listeners, do you like pineapple on your pizza? In this episode, this segment of Yakking With You, we want to know your thoughts. So how should they get in touch with us? Should they email us? Or should they write it on Facebook?
You can write on Facebook and you can send me a message about that
How about in the
concept.
comments
In
section?
the comment
when-
section on
when we
Facebook.
post the
Yeah.
episode.
We, inquiring minds, want to know. If you're listening to this on iTunes or Spotify, we post every episode on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Strive Nation. So put a comment down there to let us know if you like pineapple on your pizza for this segment of Yakking With You. And we'll see who wins, and we'll touch base next episode about it. I will die on this hill alone as the only person, even if everybody says yes on Facebook. Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
I mean, I don't want it every time on my pizza, but sometimes I just like a little
How
pineapple.
about bologna
I think it's
pizza with mushrooms?
sacrilegious. How about what?
Bologna pizza with mushrooms and jalapenos.
Why don't you submit that to Otto's, see what they think. That sounds like an Otto slice. Or you can email us your pineapple pizza answer at strivecast@pslstrive.org. Anything else we want to talk about at Yakking With You?
Mushrooms.
Nope, I am good. Thank you.
Nope, you're good. All right. Well, that's Yakking With You, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and it's time to wrap.
It's time to wrap it up.
Up, up, up,
It's time to
up, up, up,
wrap it up.
The lake just moves up and down.
Down.
All right.
Time to wrap it
Time
down.
to wrap it up.
Up and down. Thank you, gentlemen. I kind of wanted to just sing the one
wrap it
out.
low.
Wrap it low.
I think if we let that continue, it would be like an
It
hour
would be
and
like
a
an
half.
hour. Awesome. Well, thank you so much to Zoe, Karen, and Jasmine from the Greater Portland Council of Governments. That was a really great interview. I learned a lot. I know you guys learned a lot
Seems like
too.
they're starting some great things up
Yeah.
in our city and community.
I'm grateful for the work that they do for us.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
That's
boring you
right.
with our wrap it up segment. Again, we want to give a big shout out to Block Brothers Custom Cabinets. Thank you, Block Brothers, for sponsoring another episode of the Strivecast. We really appreciate it and are thrilled to be advertising on your behalf. So really, listeners, if you live in Maine or perhaps the surrounding area, we'll clarify on how far they travel for their work. But if you live in Maine, really, they have some amazing work, so you should check out their website at blockbrotherscabinets.com. It's really, really mind-blowing and incredible, and we're so grateful to have their support. Jeff is paying up for some reason. I think we've talked about this on air before, but we have kind of a swear jar going that extends beyond swearing. It's for swearing. It says on our envelope here,
Sleeping.
farting, swearing, sleeping, nose picking, butt picking, touching Pete, burping, ignoring people, and
I think
etc.
he's,
I think he's paying up for yawning.
And because I think he rubbed my arm.
Yeah, we did a little arm rub.
Yeah, that's
All right, we'll put it on. Put it in the envelope. On the back it says Liv owes 50 cents. I forgot I do owe 50 cents. That's the stuff you don't hear because we cut it out when we swear and say inappropriate things. So again, thank you so much to Block Brothers for sponsoring another appropriate episode of the Strivecast. Jeff is nodding intensely. And thank you so much to Zoe, Karen, and Jasmine from Greater Portland Council of Governments. Whit, who do we have coming up in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, so next week we are going to talk to Ann Ryan about
Ooh,
our
Dr. Ann Ryan.
Dr. Ann Ryan about our newest program at Strive Worldwide, which is an online course for our participants.
That's right.
We have a new class starting in September, all about money management, so she'll tell us more about that and how to register and everything you need to know. And then the week after we have Jessica Gagne from New Center, Maine. She does the sports segment,
That's right.
so that should be a great episode as well.
Awesome. I cannot wait to talk to all of them. Noel, do you want to do updating events?
Oh yes, what do we do for that?
So what do we have coming up in September?
A 5K race.
The 5K race, that's right. Strive for 5, Foden Road 5K, and Block Party. That is going to be happening Saturday, September 14th, here at Strive at Foden Road in South Portland. More information about our race, it's a run and walk, so you do not have to run it if you don't want. It's a really flat, easy, accessible course, and it's able to be done with a stroller, in a wheelchair. It's available for everyone. So more information on how to register is at pslstrive.org/strive for 5. What are the registration fees?
Sure, until September 13th, it's $25 per runner. Then the 13th and race day, so the day before the race and on the race morning, it is $30.
Awesome, and all the proceeds benefit Strive and Strive programs. So
I
really
do
excited.
have another one to think about.
What's another one to think about?
Do we? I remember when we used to do the high fives of fives at the theater.
At the Sea Dogs? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we do that anymore. I think it's been a little bit, but that was pretty fun when we got to do that. And then also on Saturday, September 14th, after the 5K, we have a big block party brought to you by the Foden Road Networking Group and all the local businesses that contribute and put a booth in the block party. But the block party this year is going to act as a kickoff event for Kevin
James Wiggin.
Kevin on
The roof.
Kevin on the roof. Another big Strive fundraiser.
Oh, it's Kevin on the chimney.
Kevin on the chimney. So the block party is we're gonna say goodbye to Kevin and send him off on his way down to Patriot Subaru in Saco, where he's gonna go camp out on the roof until he raises a certain amount of money. So both the 5K and Kevin on the roof are starting on Saturday, September 14th. So that's a big day for us. We're
Oh
updating
yes,
that.
August 14th. Yes.
September
Oh,
14th.
September 14th.
And then coming up, we're still obviously enjoying summer and all the beautiful things that summer brings. But in the fall, we have our annual auction. Whitney, tell us about the auction.
Sure. So the auction this year is October 23rd, which is a Wednesday night at the Italian Heritage Center. We have over 400 silent items, about 10 to 12 live items. We have speeches from some of our Strive participants. We have fun and games. It's just an all-around fun event. So information about the auction can be found on our website, and save the dates will be hitting everyone's mailbox soon. But for more information now, you can visit pslstrive.org/auction.
Is it still going to be Jennifer Brooks?
Yeah, she'll probably be there again. She MCs. Jennifer Rooks from Main Calling usually MCs our auction every year, which is really awesome. And it's always great to see her there.
There was another one.
Yeah. So that's all our updating events. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about while we wrap it up before we go? So let's give our quick shout outs. Shout out to Pete, who is on assignment, aka on vacation this week. Hope you're having a great
on
time.
vacation or just with his family?
He's on vacation. He's taking the week
With
off
his family.
with his family.
PTO.
Both.
PTO.
Always with the PTO questions. So shout out to Pete. We miss you. Thanks so much to our producer Susie for keeping us on track as always, and thanks to Whitney for sliding into the host
She's
chair.
not sleeping.
She's not sleeping. You're right. And thanks so much as always to our engineer Ryan. Ryan, thank you for putting the show together.
Ryan the Big T.
Ryan the Big T. Ryan the Big T Taylor for putting the show together, making us sound good, and making sure people can hear us. I'm sure these episodes will sound a lot better than the ones I edited and put together. Sorry about that, everyone. All right, I think that's all we got, right?
Yeah.
All right, signing
All
off.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thanks. Bye.